Hi, this is Suzanne Seeley with Suzanne Seeley Style Snips, and tonight I'm talking with my daughter, Dr. Melissa Seeley Morgan. And I wanted to ask her a couple of questions that have been really on my mind for a long time. She is very much in a male world. She's an interventional radiologist, and most of the interventional radiologists are male. So I wanted to ask her her thoughts on how does a strong woman maintain her femininity in a man's world, predominantly man's world. Melissa?
There are a lot of things that make a woman feminine, and I wear scrubs all day, every day. So I think in some ways you can't express your femininity always through your clothes. But in some ways that also keeps me from having to make choices that some women in the business world would make. For instance, I'm in the same clothes that everybody else wears. So I don't have to choose whether I'm going to wear a blouse that's low cut or I'm going to have to choose to wear a certain color or not. But so it allows me to have some freedom in terms of my makeup or my hairstyle that can accentuate my femininity without worrying it's too much, because the clothes are always the same and very standard.
So, do you wear makeup to work then?
Of course.
Do you play it down? Do you try to play it down?
Well, initially, when I was first in the hospital as an attending, I used to wear glittery makeup, a lot of glitter on my eyes, because I love anything sparkly. And some of the techs used to call me Dr. Sparkles, which didn't really feel respectful. On the other hand, it didn't make me feel uncomfortable, but it didn't make me feel like I was projecting necessarily the right image. So I did tone it down. Actually, I took off the sparkles because I felt like I had something to prove as a young female physician. But I probably would wear them now because I don't have that lack of self-confidence in myself. But I think you do have to balance feeling feminine and looking feminine with not being in the right role, that you're not projecting the tone of whatever your job dictates.
I have heard a little something about you. I heard that when you graduated from medical school, you wore a doctor's robe and red satin high heels.
I think you can,
and I believe they were embroidered.
I think you have to be yourself, and I think that as a physician allows the patients to feel more comfortable because they know that you're just a human just like they are, and can relate to their human feelings. So but I think it would be inappropriate for a physician to wear a plunging neckline so you can see her décolletage. But people want to have confidence. At least in my field, they want to have confidence in you. So you can't project a flighty image. So I'm not sure everything is appropriate, but trying to pretend like you have no personality of your own also makes you not reachable, and so that doesn't work for developing rapport with your physicians.
So I was wondering about the other doctors, since they're predominantly male. I was wondering how they feel about those feminine touches that you're talking about, because those indeed are the things that sometimes other men look at and they think of female, and then they underestimate one's ability. So how do you feel about that?
I don't think that you necessarily need to tone. I don't think you have to. If you're confident in yourself, you don't need to change. Like I said before, I used to wear glitter, and then I stopped doing it because I wasn't sure if it was projecting the right image. But honestly, if you're confident in yourself, I don't think that you're going to wear something that is going to completely derail your presentation if you're inner self is calm, confident, and
Then let me ask you this last question. This last question is, we see so many females that are working in the government in the high echelons of various executive positions, and they're dressed in tailored suits, and they pretty much look like their male counterparts. So do not necessarily feel in the medical field, or how do you feel about those women and the way they present themselves?
well, I think how you dress is a reflection of your inner confidence. And I think that somebody who wears a boxy suit, there may be something more to that, where they don't feel like they're confident enough in themselves that they can wear what they feel comfortable in. I mean, they feel like they have to cover up. I do think that women in business field often wear very feminine things. In fact, the suits that women, wear may be more tailored and are a little more feminine, even if they're conservative in color. So I think,
Would that be a reflection of the growing numbers of women in executive positions, that they have a little bit more say in that kind of thing than perhaps in the past?
I think women are growing in numbers in every field, and so fashion has to reach into all different fields. You wouldn't believe the number of scrubs that come in every color, and of course they may not be necessarily worn by physicians, but anyway, I think women want to feel confident and comfortable in what they're wearing and feel like it projects their personality, and hopefully as they become more comfortable with themselves, they don't mind wearing something that isn't just a traditional a traditional outfit that doesn't reflect much of themselves.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, thank you very much. So my style tip for today is, ladies, we are growing in numbers. You be yourselves. You wear what you want, but it's the inner person, right, Melissa? It's the inner person that is projected and that people sense. If you know your business, then you look like you know what you're doing, what you're talking about. It's your self-confidence. I hope you enjoyed this conversation this evening. As always, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much.